Hello and welcome to Run Testers. My name's Nick and tonight I am in South London heading to Battersea Park for the Friday night Under the Lights race. It's a 5k race, 2 laps of Battersea Park. Very, very quick race, had to run a 15:45 time to qualify and now I'm in nothing like that shape, so it could be interesting. Just hoping to go run hard, have fun. It'd be nice to go sub 16 today, but we'll see how it is. Just training's been a bit disrupted with silly little injuries, but it's a really exhilarating race. So I spoke about this in our best 5Ks video. I've done this once before where I set my 5k PB 15:30 at the last time I went to one of these races, and just amazing. It's 2 laps, it's just so many brilliant runners. You're in this huge pack. It's unlike any feeling I've ever had in a race. Just a huge pack of people going really quick, dragging you along, protecting you from the elements, just pulling each other along. So last time I ran across the line, there were just runners streaming in. It wasn't like there wasn't a gap of more than a second between any runners around me. So probably like 20 finished within about 5 seconds either side of me. So it's brilliant fun. I'm really excited to go and do it, even if I'm not quite in the shape I was hoping for when I booked it. But it'll still be a really good day. And I'm testing out, for the first time in race conditions, the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro, which is, I think, my favourite new carbon shoe in ages. I've been testing. I've done a couple of track workouts, a longer road workout in it, so it's nice to be my first chance to put it to test in a race. It's obviously billed more as a marathon shoe, but it's not that heavy and it's really propulsive, and I found it very good for things like mile reps on the track. So I'm going to enjoy it tonight, see how it goes over 2 laps of Battersea Park, running as fast as I possibly can, maybe cracking 16, but at least hopefully laying down a better 5k time than I have done in a while, which will be the main aim today, and then we'll use that as a springboard going forward. But yeah, that's the main thing I'm testing, the Mizuno. Nothing else is really new about my kit today, apart from this run commute bag I'm testing on the jog over to Battersea Park, but we'll talk about that in another video. So all done for the night. Very pleasing evening out in Battersea Park. I think I've run 16 dead, or possibly 15:59, but I think 16 dead, which would be the 4th time in my life I've done 16 dead, which was quite annoying when I hadn't run sub 16, but now I've run that. It's fine. I'm really pleased to be back around that kind of time again, and it's just an amazing event. Obviously there's a qualifying time, it's exclusive, but if you ever get a chance to get down here, it's so much fun. You just get in a pack and it's impossible to slow down at times. Like, went out, first K was around 3:06, something like that, and started to fall off the pack, but every K ticked around, it was like kind of 3:12, 3:13, 3:14, nothing too slow. At the end you start kicking, and if you're me, you go, I'm really going here, and everyone's going past you because I have no kind of kick. But it's an amazing event, and it's just brilliant fun, really well organised, just runs like clockwork every time. Always a great field of runners, always someone to run with, 2 very fast laps. Yeah, Friday night under lights. There's a few more of them this year, I think. If you have a chance to get down and do them, highly recommend it. I know it's London, and a lot of the stuff we talk about here is London-centric, but I know people come from all over to do this race because it is that kind of race. It's great fun. And yeah, the shoes were great as well. Like I say, I've really been enjoying these Mizunos. I think they're the most interesting and fun carbon shoes I've tested in a while. I've been so many carbon shoes now, you can get a little jaded about these amazing super shoes that come out, but the Mizuno feels like something fresh, something new, and just so much bounce when you're hitting it right. Like, points in that race, it felt really, really good, and then you could tell it's a very good barometer of where you're running, where I am running anyway, because when I started to slip off my pace, rock back a little bit, just lose a bit of oomph, and just start taking more pitter-patter strides, which is what I kind of do when I slow down. Like, cadence is still high, but I'm just kind of ticking over and not really putting a lot of power into my stride anymore. And it was really noticeable in the shoe because you just don't sink into the foam as much. You lose a lot of the bounce, but it reminds you get back on it, you start pushing with force again, and the shoe feels amazing again. It's just a good, especially in a 5k, you can just keep finding the energy to turn it up again and again. So yeah, I'm really impressed with them. They're built more for the marathon. You can tell when you are cruising along and just landing well and feeling good, you can extend that feeling longer in a marathon and just hit the sweet spot of the shoe, running well, turning over nicely. But for this, they felt really good as well. They're not at all heavy. There's one fairly, sharp corner on this course, not much. You do it once each lap and hit the wrong side of these shoes, and they're not very stable, but they're not terrible. They're exactly what you expect when you look at them. So I do think there's a lot going for them. A lot of fun. Only 200 quid in the UK, which isn't cheap, but is cheaper than others. And I think it's one of the most interesting and exciting shoe releases so far this year. So all in all, had an absolute blast. I think it's a brilliant event. We'll come down and do as many of these as I can, and I'm away for the one in March, but I'll be trying to get down to as many of them as I can. They're really good, and the shoes very much enjoyable as well, and it's good. Nice little motivation boost as well for myself, being within 30 seconds of my PB again after a slightly silly start to the year where I hit my knee on a radiator, so I lost a few weeks of training properly as a result. Still a lot of fun to do any kind of running, isn't it? And this was brilliant to be involved in this event again.